Welcome back, guys. Max here. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about Tsaritsyn, some of the interesting stuff that I noticed while they were playing the game, and certainly some of the stuff that was in the commentary. I don't know if it's been picked up on or missed, but it's certainly stuff that I found interesting. Just want to share with you guys. The gameplay in the background is not mine. It's actually been recorded from IGN. I'm going to put that little disclaimer in there. And it was delivered at Gamescom from DICE with the likes of Mr. Jack Fraggs, Stone Mountain, I believe, is in the tank and all that kind of stuff. So that's the stuff in the background. That's just a visual filler for you guys to watch. I don't know if you've seen this video. If you have not, it's pretty entertaining. It looks pretty mental. The guy that was doing the editing work and the camera shooting and stuff is a little crazy at times. But all in all, it's not bad gameplay, and it's something certainly to watch as we talk about and try and make the topic a little bit more relevant. Now, before I get on to talking to you about some of the things that are in Tsaritsyn, I want to talk to you and cover the salt part of the title in the video description, and that is Battlefield 1 Revolutions Editions. Now, this is basically Battlefield 1, and it has a season pass attached to it. So you get the base game and you get a season pass with it, and you get all of that for $60 if you're in the US. £60, I'm assuming, if you're back home. I don't honestly know what the prices are back home. Maybe one of you guys could tell me. But it's certainly $60 here, which basically means you get the full game, you get They Shall Not Pass, the previous DLC that's already dropped, and then you get all the future DLC. But on top of that, you get the early access to that DLC, so you'll get it before everybody else as well with that season pass. And the purposes of that, of course, there was a lower percentage of season passes sold with this game. I don't remember if they had a season pass system operating in Battlefield 4. I can't remember. I joined in a little bit late, to be fair. But I don't remember if that was in there. But this is certainly a way of incentivizing players to get back into the game and try and bring the numbers back up, because even though they said it was 22 million players and rising, it's actually more likely the other way around. But anyway, That's what this is trying to do, is it incentivize people back into the game. And I, for one, believe it's absolutely a great idea to get people back involved in the game. And why not give it away? Of course, I'm absolutely joking and don't mean that in any way, shape or form. Though you guys out there that know me will know that by now you've had to peel me literally off the ceiling like a cat on a hot tin roof. I am absolutely livid. I paid $120 for this game. I bought the early enlister deluxe edition way back in the day, assuming that I was going to get a whole bunch of different stuff and different perks and different content and all kinds of other fun stuff that should come down with that kind of edition. And to be perfectly honest with you, what did I get? I got a Red Baron P08. And I believe 1911 or something along the lines of that. I don't even remember, to be perfectly honest with you, because it was so small. But I paid $120 for that, as did a ton of you guys out there. And 10 months later, with one DLC drop, DICE have effectively given the DLC away for free. And it is for free, those of you that want to argue, because the base game is $60, and the season pass you paid for on top of that, and I want to say it was an extra $50. So they're giving you the season pass all for $60, so that is free, and they've just given away the DLC for absolutely nothing. So all that money I paid back in the day, boom. Now, I am talking about it from a personal perspective. I am not going to sit here and speak on behalf of you guys. I don't know how you feel. My guess is that some of you are as livid as I am, and some of you maybe do believe the garbage that I started spouting at the beginning, which is it's a good thing to pull players back into the game. I'm sorry, normally I have an open mind. Not with this. I don't see it in any way, shape or form, and I think it's absolute garbage, and in fact I think it's absolute robbery. That being said, I don't want the whole video to be negative, filled up with me ranting and raving about that. I had to get it off my chest. I've got it out there, shared it with you guys. Leave a comment down below if you agree. Leave a comment down below if you disagree, and state the reasons why you disagree. You never know. You may be able to swerve my opinion, but I highly doubt it. Anyway, back to Tsaritsyn. New map, not coming to the CTE, guys. This has been confirmed that it will not make an appearance in the CTE. Tsaritsyn, actually very interesting, was renamed in 1925 after Joseph Stalin, and it's currently called Stalingrad. Those of you that are history nuts will know that in World War II, the Germans surrounded the city of Stalingrad and laid it to siege for almost a year, I believe, before they finally broke out and all was good, so to speak, having a huge loss of life. Anyway, off topic, like I said, this is not the History Channel. Go and Google that if you want to find out more. Very interesting topic. Anyway, what do we get on this map? We get 3 elites on this new map, and I was like, okay, well, that's kind of cool. 3 different elites, no worries. We know we get the Flame Trooper. I want to say that the Trench Raider was in there as well, but don't quote me on that because I'm not entirely sure. And then somebody who was commentating over it, and I can't remember who it was, made the statement that if all 3 points are held, you will get an elite spawn at the headquarters. So if you as the home team hold all 3 flags, an elite will spawn back at the headquarters, which has a water-cooled LMG. Now, we've not heard any talk about a new elite class within Battlefield 1 or within the name of the Tsar DLC drop-in. We've not heard anything about an elite up until now, and it was kind of like a little sniff there. It wasn't even really delivered as information. It was kind of like, oh yeah, and he just spawns in with a water-cooled LMG. Now, whether that was deliberate or whether or not that was a Freudian slip, I don't know. But either way, I thought that was pretty cool. Up until the point, of course, is that the main gun in the game that is water-cooled, of course, is the dreaded Hellriegel. So I'm hoping that we're not going to get some manic version in an elite class of the Hellriegel, because that would just be an absolute nightmare. But anyway, so I thought that was kind of interesting. I thought I'd share that with you just in case you missed that. And the Perino model 1908, that is in the game as well. On screen, you'll see an image of it right now. The camo looks absolutely mustard. And the guy in the game, actually, another interesting little fun fact, we'll do it all the way through the video. The camo is called Fabergé, and it's named after Carl Fabergé, who created a bunch of royal Easter eggs. He was commissioned by a Russian Tsar to make these Easter eggs, some of which currently today are actually priceless, and they are absolutely awesome. Again, this is also not the Antiques Roadshow, so if you want to find out about Carl Fabergé and his eggs, go and Google that too. But they're really, really gorgeous, and I was interested to know that that's what they named the camo after, was Fabergé. But anyway, the Perino model 1908, that's in the game, and we also get the Obrez. That made a very brief appearance a couple of times. I want to say it's attached to the tanker or the pilot class, and it's actually a cut-down Mosin Nagant rifle. So it's like a bolt-action pistol, if you want to call it that. So I can see this thing being absolutely devastating. You know, it's a kind of a one-shot and done deal. But I thought that was really cool. That's coming in the game. Not a great deal of information about either of these guns. In the real world, the Perino model 1908 fired at 450 rounds a minute. And if DICE keep true to the way they've seemed to do things thus far, then you will see probably the same fire rate within the game, maybe slower, maybe slightly higher. I mean, a little bit of artistic license in there, I'm sure. But 450 rounds a minute puts it in line kind of with the show, that kind of thing. I'd expect it to be a slow-firing, hard-hitting kind of LMG. But it certainly looks really, really cool, and I'm dead excited to see that. And the only other thing I want to throw in on the end of this video, because I know it's getting longer already, is in October, I don't know if any of you guys missed this, but in October, we are getting updates to the campaigns plus the operations. Now, I played the campaign all the way through, thought it was pretty cool, thoroughly enjoyed it, started working my way through it on, maximum difficulty and all that stuff. I always like to blast through them easy and then go back and figure it out after the fact. But looks like we're going to get a new campaign. I'm assuming it's going to be something attached to the Russian DLC drop, and that would be kind of cool. Certainly be looking forward and playing that. I do like the campaign stuff and the stories that go with it, and it looks like we're going to get different operations. I don't know if we're going to get one or two, but they're going to add that into the Russian DLC as well. So for those of you that absolutely love the operations game type, for me it's kind of hit and miss, but I know there's a ton of you out there that absolutely love it. Looks like you're going to get new versions of the operations game mode and campaigns. Just wanted to throw that in on the end. And real quick before I wrap up, tomorrow's video is not going to be Battlefield related. It's actually going to be Battlefront related. Those of you that don't know, I'm a massive Star Wars fan, always have been. This will be coming to the channel later in the year. I have already purchased this game. I will be playing the beta. I will put some of that on the channel later in the year as well. Hopefully you guys are going to be interested in that kind of content. I'm not leaving Battlefield in any way, shape or form. But there are a couple of games coming down this year that I am super ramped up about. Battlefront 2 is one of them, and of course PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds is the other. And those of you that keep track of me will know how excited I am for that game. But anyway, this video is now banged on for way too long, so I'm going to get off. Tomorrow will be Battlefront 2, and I'll catch up with you then in another video tomorrow. Until that time, ta-ra guys.